Yo, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be giving my NBA DraftKings picks for Saturday, December 9th. We got an 8-game slate on the Saturday, so a nice size slate today. And before we get started looking at some players to target, if you guys could drop a like on the video, I would definitely appreciate it. Also, if you are new to the channel, if this is your first time checking a video out on my channel, thank you so much for clicking on the video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so that way you'll never miss out on any of my new videos. I do upload daily, just trying to get out as much content for you guys as I can, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. Would really appreciate it. But yeah, guys, let's go ahead and get started. Looking at today's 8-game slate, looking at some point guards we want to target today. Alright, so at point guard, just looking at this position, I don't know if I want to pay up here. We've got James Harden, Russell Westbrook, and Ben Simmons all up top here. Harden's 11-3 going up against Portland. Pretty good matchup going up against Dame Lillard. If he does see Lillard, that is a good matchup. Lillard's not the best defender. Russell Westbrook kind of in a tough spot against Memphis. Really slow-paced team, a team that does play good defense. This is a wait-and-see for me on Westbrook. Right now, I don't think I'm going to be paying up for him, but if Paul George is out today, we don't have news yet. I am recording this the night before. If Paul George is out, definitely a big upgrade for Westbrook, but right now, I think Paul George will probably play, so I'm probably going to put a hold on Westbrook. And Ben Simmons against Cleveland, don't think I want to go there either. Simmons really struggled the first time these teams played, and I just really like some of the options that are like 2K cheaper than Simmons. So I don't think I'm going to be paying up for Harden, Westbrook, or Simmons today unless Paul George is out. Then I definitely will be considering Westbrook. But as of now, not really going to be looking up to those or looking to target some of those guys. Just for a little bit cheaper, like 2K cheaper, there's a guy here that I really like today. Kemba Walker at 8,200, playing at home, going up against the Lakers. We all know Kemba plays well at home. This is something that's just been a thing pretty much throughout his career. At home this year, he's averaged 40 DraftKings points. On the road, he's averaged 37, so averaging 40 DraftKings points at home this year. And obviously, this is a great matchup against the Lakers, a team that plays at a very fast pace. They are not a good defensive team against the point guard. Kemba does seem a little bit overpriced at 8,200, but I think just given the matchup, he has so much upside. This feels like a Kemba game where he goes off for like 45, 50 DraftKings points. This feels like one of the games the game he had against Orlando where he put up 29 points, 7 assists, 2 rebounds, 50 DraftKings points. I feel like that's the kind of game we're going to get from Kemba today. But one thing to note, guys, like I said at the beginning, I am recording this the night before. The Hornets are playing right now as I'm recording this video. They are on a back-to-back, but I believe they're playing at home Friday night, so it's a back-to-back, but both of the games are at home, so they're not having to do any travel of any sorts. So I'd imagine that nobody's going to rest in this game. So if Kemba is a full go, if he's not resting, absolutely love him today. Even though he's kind of expensive at 8,200, I think given the matchup, he has so much upside to pay off that price tag. So I think paying up at point guard today, I'm going to Kemba Walker. He's probably my favorite option up top. If you want to go a little bit cheaper, I think there is a really good option here for 300 less, and that is Chris Paul going up against the Trailblazers. Really like this spot for Chris Paul. He's been playing really well lately, been pretty consistent just in his last few games. 38 DraftKings points, 58 DraftKings points the other night against Utah, where he put up nearly a triple-double, was one rebound shy of a triple-double. And Paul's just been playing really well as of late, ever since he's gotten off the minutes restriction. Just been playing well, and I definitely like this matchup for CP3. Will be interesting to see who they match up defensively, whether Lillard's on Harden or Lillard's on CP3, what they do with McCollum. But either way, really like this spot for Chris Paul. Think he's the guy you want to get from Houston today. Don't know if I want to pay $11,000 plus for James Harden. Definitely like Chris Paul at like 4K cheaper. Paul's just been playing really well lately. So if you don't want to pay up for Kemba, but you want a guy that's really right in that price range, really like Chris Paul, 7,900. I think he is a contrarian option that you can target. And then if we're going in this mid-tier, Elfrid Payton's here at 6,800 going up against Atlanta. Obviously a great matchup. But Elfrid Payton, I've kind of realized that the guy's just so inconsistent. Only a tournament play. Definitely not a guy you want to consider in cash. He still is really cheap in my opinion. But like I say, he's just been so inconsistent. Even when he gets like a really good matchup, the guy will just totally bust. But we've seen the kind of upside he has. He has triple-double upside. It is a great matchup against the Hawks, who do struggle against point guards. So I don't mind Elfrid Payton at 6,800, but I would only use him in tournaments just because he's been so inconsistent. There is one guy in the 6K range I definitely think feels like a little bit underpriced today. Not the best matchup, but Eric Bledsoe at 6,100. Eric Bledsoe seems a little bit too cheap today. The guy's been playing really well lately, been really consistent just in his last 4 games. 37, 30, 28, 36 DraftKings points. And today he's only 6,100. For him to hit 5x, usually about what you need in cash games, you probably need about 30, 35 from Eric Bledsoe in cash games for him to hit value. and he has been living in that range lately. And when these teams did face off earlier this year, Eric Bledsoe did put up 36 DraftKings points. So I don't mind Bledsoe today. Really cheap in my opinion. I feel like he's a little bit underpriced. His price did drop $500 off of what it was his last game against Detroit. So I don't mind Eric Bledsoe in that 6K range, 6,100. I think he is a fine option. Seems a little bit too cheap. And then some more mid-tier options that I think you can target here. Chris Dunn at 5,900 going up against the Knicks. Really like Chris Dunn today as a mid-tier play. Great matchup against the Knicks. We know this team cannot defend point guards. Jared Jack, not a good defender. Chris Dunn's been playing really well lately. Just in his last few games, 34, 26, 31, 37 DraftKings points. He's been hitting value on his price tag. He's actually been hitting almost 6x value 3 of his last 4 games. So I definitely like this spot for Chris Dunn at 5,900. I think he's a very good option in that mid-tier. Right now, I'm not seeing a ton of value at point guard, so I think it might be, or that might be where you want to go is to the mid-tier or just pay up. I don't see a ton of guys like 5K and under. You got Alec Burks here, but it looks like Rodney Hood might return today on Saturday, so Burks probably won't be in consideration if Hood does return. But if Hood does, or if Hood is continuing to be out, Alec Burks should see close to 30 minutes. Definitely can pay off this $4,900 price tag, but only if Rodney Hood's out. If Hood returns, don't think I'm going to go to Alec Burks as a value play. But yeah, guys, really what I'm seeing for point guard value. Like I said, not a ton of really cheap options I see here that I'm just absolutely in love with. Unless somebody gets hurt or some news comes out on Saturday, some guys get ruled out, then we'll be able to consider these guys. But right now, I'm not seeing a lot of value at point guard, so let's go ahead and move on to shooting guard. Alright, so at shooting guard, some options that we can target here. Didn't talk about CJ McCollum at point guard, but I think CJ McCollum is definitely interesting today. I would imagine that since Damian Lillard's pretty much the primary ball handler for Portland, that they're going to put Chris Paul on Damian Lillard. Chris Paul is a better defender than James Harden is, so if Harden's going to guard CJ McCollum, this could be a really good spot for McCollum. He's been really inconsistent lately, so I'd probably only use him in tournaments. But McCollum does have a ton of upside, especially if Dame's struggling. McCollum really will step up. He's a great scorer, and if he's scoring the ball, he can definitely provide a ton of upside for fantasy. So I think CJ McCollum is a good tournament play today, especially if he's going to see Harden defense. We know Harden's not a very good defender. I'd imagine that Chris Paul's going to guard Lillard since Lillard handles the ball most. So I do like CJ McCollum at shooting guard, 7K in that mid-tier. I think he's a good tournament play. Also another guy in that mid-tier, 6,300, Nicholas Batum going up against the Lakers. Right now, as I'm recording this video on Friday night, Jeremy Lamb did get injured on Friday's game, and he did come out for the rest of that game. So if Lamb is out today, that should be some increased minutes for Batum. He already plays like mid-30s in minutes, but should see about 36, 37, 38 minutes if Lamb is out. Should get some extra run. And in a great matchup against the Lakers, really good spot for Nick Batum. Did see a big price increase up to 6,300. But if Jeremy Lamb's out today, Batum should see plenty of run, should see plenty of minutes. So I really like him and Kimba from Charlotte's side. I think both of those guys are great plays today. Definitely like Batum at shooting guard at 6,300. And then if we're looking in this 5K range for some options here, you got Chris Dunn here at 5,900. I think he's a good play. Jonathan Simmons, been playing really well lately. Price tags are really starting to rise up to 5,700. But he's been getting a ton of minutes lately. He's been playing pretty much over 35 minutes just about every night, at least mid-30s in minutes. And it is a good matchup against the Hawks when these teams did just face off. The game did go to overtime, so Simmons played 41 minutes, put up 27 DraftKings points when these teams faced off, I'd say a couple of days ago. So if you want to go to Simmons, I think he's a fine mid-tier play. Since the price tag has really started to get up there, though, I'd probably just prefer Chris Dunn for 200 more. But I think Simmons at 5,700, guy's just been playing a ton of minutes. Definitely want to consider him. But like I said, I think I'd prefer Chris Dunn at 5,900 if you're just choosing for someone in that price tier. And if we're looking maybe for some value plays at shooting guard, at 5,100, really like J.J. Redick today going up against the Cavs. The Cavs are very bad defensively against the shooting guard, so this is a really good spot for J.J. Redick. He should see defense from J.R. Smith, and J.R. Smith is not a good defender. And we know Redick always a guy you want to consider for tournaments because if he's making his shots, he has upside to put up 6, 7x, especially on this price tag. So I do like J.J. Redick today at 5,100 at shooting guard. Really good matchup against the Cavs, a bad defensive team against the shooting guard. So I think Redick makes a ton of sense in that 5K price range. And then looking 5K and under for value plays at shooting guard, you can consider Joe Ingles at 4,900 if Rodney Hood does not come back. Alec Burks is at that same price tag as well. Both of those guys are value plays you can consider if Rodney Hood is out, because both of them will see an increased run. Should not have a problem paying off that price tag if Hood is out, so make sure you're tracking that throughout the day. Ingles and Burks could be value plays we want to target at shooting guard. And another value play I see down here is at 4,400. Josh Jackson going up against the Spurs. Now, obviously, this is not the best matchup for Josh Jackson. The Spurs are a solid defensive team, but Jackson did start for Devin Booker in their last game against Washington on Thursday. And Jackson did play 24 minutes, put up 18 DraftKings points, 10 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. It looks like he did foul out in that game. I think we can go back to Josh Jackson today if he's going to continue to be in the starting lineup. One thing to note, if this game does get out of hand, Josh Jackson will play blowout run, whether he starts or not. He's one of their young guys. He's one of their rookies. So if it blows out, Josh Jackson's still going to be out there, so we don't really have to worry about that. So if he's going to continue to be in the starting lineup, I think Josh Jackson is in play as a value play at shooting guard. I think we can consider him at 4,400. You can go to Troy Daniels at 4K for 400 less. He also played a nice amount of minutes on Thursday with Devin Booker out. Troy Daniels played 28 minutes and put up 18 DraftKings points. I'm not sure when Jackson fouled out, but I would imagine since Jackson fouled out, that was probably one of the reasons Daniels saw 28 minutes. But I would say even if Jackson doesn't foul out, Daniels is still going to see some nice minutes with Devin Booker out. And he is a chucker. He will shoot the ball a ton. And if he's making his shots, he can provide plenty of upside on this price tag. I would imagine he's going to get some blowout run as well if this game gets ugly. So I do like Troy Daniels as a value play at 4K. I think I prefer Jackson because Jackson's probably going to be starting and probably will see more minutes. But Troy Daniels for 400 less also think makes sense as a value play at shooting guard. But yeah, guys, I think that's what I'm seeing for shooting guard value. You can target Andre Robertson at 3,800 if Paul George is out. Robertson did play pretty well in their last game against Brooklyn. Obviously a great matchup. But with Paul George out, he did put up 25 DraftKings points. Scored a little bit more than normal, 7 points, 8 rebounds, did rebound a little bit better. 2 assists, 2 blocks, and a steal. Robertson's always going to play a nice amount of minutes whether George is in or out. He did play 33 minutes, which is what about he averages. He averages about 33 minutes a game. So the minutes aren't really going to go up for Robertson with George out, but the opportunity for rebounds, shots, definitely goes up with George out. So if George continues to be out today, if you want just a straight-up punt at shooting guard, I think Andre Robertson, 3,800, definitely a guy you can consider for value. But yeah, guys, that's what I'm seeing for shooting guard today. Let's go ahead and move on to small forward. All right, so at small forward today, we got LeBron and Giannis at the top of this position. LeBron's 11-6 going up against the Sixers. Giannis is 10-4 going up against the Jazz. If there's enough value, I think LeBron is definitely one of the studs I'm going to try and pay up for today. This is a good matchup against the Sixers. They do have Robert Covington, who is a good defender. They can put Covington on LeBron, but it didn't really matter the last times these teams faced. LeBron played 31 minutes, which is pretty low for him. I believe this game was a blowout. LeBron played only 31 minutes. Usually he plays like close to 40 if it's a close game. But he put up 58 DraftKings points the first time these teams faced. 30 points, 14 rebounds, 6 assists. I know this game LeBron got really hot in the first quarter. I think he put up like 20, 25 DK points in the first quarter. We know LeBron can just take over a game if he wants to. So paying up for him I think makes plenty of sense today, even though he's really expensive at 11-6. If enough value opens up or if you find value plays that you like, I think LeBron's one of the guys you want to pay up for. That discount you get if you go to Giannis is intriguing. Giannis not the best matchup against Utah, but Giannis is 1,200 less than LeBron, and we know Giannis has a ton of upside as well. He's pretty consistent. He's pretty much got a 50-point floor. As long as it's a competitive game, Giannis is going to get you like 45, 50 DK points. He has 60, 70, 80-point upside. But like I said, it's not the best matchup against the Jazz. They do have Gobert back. Gobert is a very good rim protector. Giannis is probably going to have some trouble driving to the rim with Gobert in there. But still at 10,400, this price tag is really cheap for Giannis, especially for a guy of his caliber. So if you want to take the route, go with the discount, 1,200 less. I really definitely like that going to Giannis for the discount. But I think if enough value opens up and you can fit in LeBron, I think he is one of the studs you definitely want to pay up for today. And then looking for other options that we can target at small forward. In this mid-tier, if Paul George is out, we definitely want to consider Carmelo Anthony at 6,600 going up against Memphis. Like I said, not the best matchup. Memphis plays at a slow pace. They are a good defensive team. But as long as George continues to be out, Melo's going to take plenty of shots. He took 20 shots in their last game against Brooklyn. He played 37 minutes, which is about his normal amount of minutes. He put up 11 points, 11 rebounds, 3 assists. So as long as PG continues to be out, I think you can consider Melo today at 6,600. TJ Warren's right at that same price tag at 6,700. With no Devin Booker, obviously TJ Warren sees a ton of usage. He did put up a pretty solid game in their last game against Washington. He played 44 minutes, which is just insane, barely came off the court. And he put up 34 DraftKings points, 23 points, 8 rebounds, and an assist. Right now, I think I would lean Melo for 100 less if PG is out. But if PG plays, TJ Warren definitely a guy you want to consider, even though the matchup against the Spurs isn't great. Still really like TJ Warren today. If it's a competitive game, TJ Warren's going to play a ton of minutes. So at 6,700, I think he makes a ton of sense. I'd probably prefer Melo for 100 less, but only if Paul George does not play today. And then looking for more mid-tier options that we can target. At 5,800, Rudy Gay I think is a very good mid-tier play going up against the Suns. Really good matchup. Suns are not a good defensive team. They play at a fast pace, so this is an up-and-pace spot for the Spurs. Like I said earlier, guys, I am recording this night before. The Spurs are on a back-to-back. We know the Spurs. We know Popovich likes to rest guys. So make sure you're keeping a note on that. I'm recording this Friday night. It's like 9:15 Eastern Time. The Spurs are actually about to play against Boston. And they are on a back-to-back, and we know Popovich will like to rest guys. So we should get news throughout the day if he's going to rest guys. They should release that news sometime in the afternoon. But I would imagine that Rudy Gay is going to play. I know that San Antonio is playing at home Friday night. I don't think that's very far from Texas to Arizona. I'm not the best with geography, but Rudy Gay, if Spurs aren't going to rest any guys, I think he's a really good option in that mid-tier at 5,800 at small forward. And then if we are looking for some value at small forward, there are two value plays I like here that are sub 5K. The first guy is Larry Nance, 4,800 going up against Charlotte. Really good matchup for Larry Nance. Charlotte is not good defensively against the power forward. Nance did only play 22 minutes Thursday against the Sixers, but he did get into foul trouble in that game. He still put up 11 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals, put up 26 DraftKings points in only 22 minutes. So as long as Nance stays out of foul trouble, he's probably going to see close to 30 minutes. And in a great matchup against Charlotte, who, like I said, is not a good defensive team against the power forward. I think Larry Nance, a very good value play today at small forward or power forward at 4,800. And then the final value play that I like at this position is Marvin Williams at 4,100 going up against the Lakers. Somebody noted in my video on Friday in the comments section that Marvin Williams was one of the top plays on Friday. And that guy did have a pretty nice call. Marvin Williams did put up a really nice game against the Bulls on Friday night. I'm pretty sure he was very, very cheap. And it was a good call by that guy. With Cody Zeller out, with Frank Kaminsky out, Marvin Williams is going to see a ton of minutes. So in a great matchup against the Lakers with Kaminsky and Zeller out, as long as this game stays competitive, Marvin Williams is probably going to play over 30, if not 35 minutes. So I definitely like him as a value option. I think he's a very good value play today at just 4,100. But yeah, guys, what I'm seeing at small forward today. Let's go ahead and move on to power forward. All right, so at power forward, if you're not going to pay up for LeBron or Giannis here, there are some options that we can target in this mid-tier at power forward. I don't know if I want to go to like the 8K guys. I don't think I'm going to be on Aaron Gordon, Porzingis, Aldridge. Maybe Aldridge at 8,400 against the Suns, but like I said, I'm recording this the night before. It wouldn't surprise me at all if Popovich decides to rest some guys. This is a cupcake matchup against the Suns. The Spurs should easily be able to win this game. So I think it wouldn't surprise me at all if Popovich does decide to maybe rest Aldridge. But if he does play, 8,400 is an expensive price tag, but great matchup against the Spurs. So I think he's a guy I'd probably pay up for. But like in this mid-tier, you got TJ Warren here, you got Melo here. If Paul George is out, I think those are guys you can target in the mid-tier. Rudy Gay, if he does not get rested, he could be a mid-tier play at 5,800. You can play him at power forward. If we want to go like 5K and under, we have some of the Suns bigs here, Monroe and Lynn. Both of them are power forward eligible. You're definitely kind of playing Russian roulette when you're taking the Suns bigs because I believe it was Thursday night. Tyson Chandler, he rested on Tuesday, and then they already announced that he was going to start on Thursday. They announced it like throughout the day. And then after lock, we get news that Tyson Chandler's not with the team and he got ruled out. So Monroe got to start in their last game on Thursday. Lynn also got some minutes. It's been a long time since Tyson Chandler actually started. So if we get news that he's going to start and it's news that we can confirm, I think Tyson Chandler is the Suns big that you want to go to. It is a really good matchup for them against the Spurs. The Spurs are not good at defending bigs. Tyson Chandler is only eligible at center, so I'll talk more about him there, but I probably won't be on Monroe or Lynn unless Tyson Chandler doesn't play again. Then probably want to go to Monroe at 5K. But I think if we're targeting the Suns bigs today, we want to go with Chandler at center. But yeah, guys, what I'm seeing at power forward today, there are value plays here that I've talked about at other positions like Larry Nance. He's eligible here. I think I prefer him over Julius Randle at 4,700 because Nance, just his minutes are more consistent. But Randle is just 100 less. If you want to go to Randle, he'll probably be low owned. He's always a good GPP play. Great matchup against the Hornets, so I don't mind Larry Nance. Jusuf Nurkic, he is out today, so it'll be interesting to see who Portland decides to start at center, whether it be Vonleh or Ed Davis. They could be value plays at 4,200. Both of them are 4,200. I think I'd prefer Marvin Williams for just 100 less, but those guys are definitely in consideration. Whichever guy starts for Jusuf Nurkic. Nurkic is out today against Houston. Vonleh or Davis, they could be value plays we target, power forward or center. But yeah, guys, that's what I'm seeing in this position today. Let's go ahead and move on to center. All right, so at center, up top of this position, we got Joel Embiid. He is listed as out today because he is going to rest. I actually totally forgot about this. We had that news before I started recording. Embiid is going to rest today. That's obviously an upgrade for Ben Simmons. But I still think I'm going to stick with the take that I stuck with. Not going to be on Ben Simmons at point guard at 9,800. I think like Kimba, 8,200 is a better option. Just go up to Westbrook or James Harden. At Simmons' price tag, even without Embiid, I think I'm going to be avoiding him today. So we can't pay up for Embiid today. We can look to the mid-tier for some center options here. Nikola Vucevic has been on a very nice run lately. He's really expensive today at 8,300 going up against the Hawks. But this is a great matchup. The Hawks are not good defensively against the center. And Vuce did just torch this team the other day when he played Atlanta. Played 40 minutes. Like I said earlier, that game went to overtime. But Vuce put up 22 points, 16 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 blocks, and 2 steals for 61 DraftKings points when he did face Atlanta a couple days ago. So I think he's actually a guy we can pay up for, even though the price tag has really risen a ton. Really good matchup against Atlanta. Vuce has shown a ton of upside. So I think he's a guy we can pay up for, 8,300 if we want to go there. But in this 7K, 6K range, there are some options here that I like. Dwight Howard going up against the Lakers. I think Dwight Howard is a great option today. The Lakers are not good at defending bigs. Brook Lopez is not a good defender. Dwight Howard should totally be able to dominate the boards. Brook Lopez is a bad defender and he's a bad rebounder. This feels like a game where Dwight could go for 20 and 20. Right now, as I'm recording this on Friday night, Dwight's having a monster game right now against the Bulls. So he'll probably look to keep this momentum going in a great matchup against the Lakers. I think he's a very good option today, 7,600. And if we want to go a little bit cheaper, you got Clint Capella here at 6,300, really underpriced today. Like I said earlier, Nurkic is out, so Capella will probably be in a much better matchup since Nurkic is out. So at 6,300, I think he's definitely a guy we can target. Really cheap price tag on him. We usually see Capella like mid-sevens in price tags, and today he's only 6,300, and Portland is going to be without Jusuf Nurkic. So I do like Capella at 6,300. I'd probably prefer him over Gobert, unless Gobert isn't going to have a minutes restriction, but lately Gobert's only been playing like mid-20s in minutes. I don't think he's reached 30 minutes yet since he came back from injury. Let's see, he played 21 minutes against Washington, 27 against OKC, 28 against Houston. So as long as he's capped with minutes, I'm not going to go to him, but this is a great matchup against the Bucks. The Bucks are terrible at defending bigs. If Gobert's not going to have a minutes restriction, if they're going to let him play like over 30 minutes, he's a great option at 6K. He's way underpriced, especially if he's not going to have a limit. So definitely think we can target Rudy Gobert at 6K. I prefer Capella for 300 more if Gobert's going to be limited. But if there is no limit, Gobert, great option in my opinion in that 6K price range. And if we're looking for value at center, there are a couple of value plays I do like here, besides the guys I've already talked about. Since Joel Embiid is out today, that does open up the value options of Richaun Holmes and Amir Johnson. When Embiid was out earlier this year, I know he rested at one game earlier this year, and Amir Johnson did start. I think I prefer whichever center gets the start. I believe Holmes has been playing better lately, just of the two. He did put up a solid game in their last game against the Lakers. When Embiid did play, Holmes still put up 24 DraftKings points in 22 minutes in Thursday's game against the Lakers. Embiid was active for that game. He did play in that game. So at 3,600, either him or Amir Johnson, great value plays today. Pretty good matchup going up against Kevin Love. So definitely like Holmes or Amir Johnson, whichever one gets the start. One of them is going to be a great value option at 3,500. They are very cheap. So yeah, guys, I think that's it for center today. I think that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you drop a like on the video. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I would really appreciate it. And if you have any questions, feel free to hit me up on Twitter at the DFS_GOAT. Or just leave a comment down in the comment section. I'll be sure to answer your question. But yeah, guys, I think that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching, and good luck tonight, guys. Peace.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, she shaking fast. Yeah, she dropping slow. What? Yeah, neck on fro. Whoa, whoa. whoa, 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 whoa.